Phượng xin chào quý cô chú, với anh chị và các bạn. Phượng xin chúc cho cả nhà mình luôn có thật nhiều sức khỏe nha. Thì sáng ngày hôm nay, ngày 6 tháng 8 năm 2025 thì đã có một cái sự kiện rất là lớn diễn ra ở tiểu bang Queensland của Úc. Thì nếu như mà cả nhà mình có theo dõi tin tức thì có thể tất cả các cô chú, các anh chị và các bạn cũng đã nghe nói về cái cuộc đình công của toàn bộ giáo viên ở tiểu bang Queensland. Thì đây là lần đầu tiên sau 15 năm thì Hội đồng Công đoàn Giáo viên người ta tổ chức một cái cuộc đình công để đòi hỏi chính phủ của tiểu bang xem xét lại và thực hiện những cái yêu cầu mà họ đưa ra. Và cái vấn đề mà họ quan tâm nhiều nhất đó là khủng hoảng về thiếu hụt giáo viên, cũng như là những cái điều kiện và yêu cầu mà họ đặt ra cho chính phủ. Mặc dù là họ cũng đã cố gắng đàm phán với chính phủ rất là nhiều lần, nhưng mà hầu như là những cái yêu cầu đó đã bị bác bỏ. Chính vì vậy mà ngày hôm nay nè, họ tổ chức một cái cuộc đình công như vậy thì toàn bộ giáo viên trên khắp tiểu bang Queensland đều không có đến trường để dạy. Trường công thì tổng cộng có 1.266 trường công đều phải đóng cửa ngày hôm nay. Và là cái việc đình công này cũng làm ảnh hưởng đến gần 600.000 học sinh. Thì toàn bộ học sinh của trường công ngày hôm nay cũng không có đến lớp. Nếu có đó thì cũng chỉ có một vài em thôi. Tất cả những cái trường công người ta cũng sắp xếp một vài người ở lại, để nếu như mà các em có đến trường thì cũng có người ở đó để đảm bảo cái việc an toàn cho các em. Nhưng mà hầu hết là 1.266 trường công đều đóng cửa, và có khoảng hơn 50.000 giáo viên để tham gia cái cuộc đình công này. Tổng cộng trên toàn tiểu bang Queensland thì có hơn 30 địa điểm để những thành viên của công đoàn giáo viên người ta có thể tụ tập lại và nói lên cái chính kiến của mình, cũng như là những bậc phụ huynh và các em học sinh. Nếu như mà ai mà ủng hộ cho công đoàn giáo viên Queensland thì họ cũng có thể tham gia. Thì sự việc như thế nào, Phượng xin mời cả nhà mình hãy theo dõi những cái thước phim mà Phượng quay được sáng nay trước tòa nhà Quốc hội của tiểu bang Queensland nha. Phượng đang đứng trước tòa nhà Quốc hội của tiểu bang Queensland, nơi mà chút xíu nữa thôi các giáo viên cũng như là thành viên của công đoàn giáo viên Queensland họ sẽ tập trung ở đây để yêu cầu cải thiện mức lương và điều kiện làm việc sau khi các cuộc đàm phán của họ với chính phủ không thành. Thì hôm nay ngày 6 tháng 8 năm 2025, lần đầu tiên sau 15 năm, cũng như là sau khi có hơn 50.000 thành viên bỏ phiếu đình công kể từ năm 2009, thì hàng ngàn giáo viên Queensland đã nghỉ việc sau khi tất cả các trường công khuyến khích các bậc phụ huynh của họ cho con em mình ở nhà. Thì cuộc đình công của 48.000 giáo viên sẽ ảnh hưởng đến tất cả 1.266 trường công lập, và gần 600.000 học sinh của Queensland cũng sẽ bị ảnh hưởng. Công đoàn giáo viên Queensland, gọi tắt là QTU, đã từ chối đề nghị tăng lương 8% trong 3 năm qua, thì thay vào đó họ yêu cầu chính phủ giải quyết tình trạng thiếu giáo viên và tăng cường an toàn nơi làm việc của họ. Cụ thể là giáo viên cần phải được tôn trọng hơn. Công đoàn cho rằng đây là vấn đề của toàn cộng đồng. Họ cần phải đảm bảo có đủ giáo viên có trình độ giảng dạy và hướng dẫn học sinh trong trường học. Cuộc khủng hoảng thiếu hụt giáo viên đang trở nên nghiêm trọng hơn. Thì công đoàn người ta tin rằng đây là cuộc đình công lớn nhất từ trước đến nay, và diễn ra trong bối cảnh một số công đoàn khu vực ở những cái trường công vẫn đang trong quá trình đàm phán với chính quyền tiểu bang. Sở Giáo dục cho biết thì các trường học sẽ mở cửa trở lại và học sinh sẽ được trở lại trường bình thường. Các dịch vụ chăm sóc sau giờ học cũng sẽ được quản lý theo từng trường. Thì bây giờ Phượng xin mời cả nhà mình hãy theo dõi cái diễn biến của cuộc đình công này diễn ra như thế nào nha. Civilized. I agree. How many chicken? Yeah, you can stay here.
I think thinking about military struggle in that way is really important. How does this extend the political things that we want, which is like cross power and solidarity and so on? So it's not about being like moralistic about military struggle. It's about thinking about it in a political way, which is what the culture is thinking. Political solutions not too.
So there's a couple more speakers about why this is so important, but the really big question is, John Paul Angel, can you hear us now? So as you marched in, you will have noticed that there were a number of unions here. You will have noticed that marching with us were some politicians as well. I want to give a shout out again to the mining and energy union for the work that they did in the coal fields and putting all of our documents, our letter, and making sure that ship change, all the parents actually got it. I want to put a call out to the RTBU and work on the trains to make sure people got the clear message don't go to school today. To the AWU for their posts of solidarity, QNMU, the United Workers Union, the Together Queensland, the Services Union, the Transport Workers Union, and the Queensland Council Unions, as a group of unions, we appreciate that you stand in solidarity for us. You've done everything you can to make sure that your members know to support us, and the best way they can show to support us is not sending their kids to school today. So I want to give a really big call out to independent education in Queensland and Northern Territory. They are standing with us in this fight. They know that if you're not respected as state school teachers, their battles are just as big in the private sector to make sure that they're respected as teachers and school leaders. So thank you so much for standing with us and your collective voice, and actually telling people to keep their kids at home. It's so very important for us. And I just wanted to give another big shout out to all of you, because it's still going. So as I said, we've got a couple of speakers. So the first person I'm actually going to introduce you to is a high school teacher from Pacific Pines State High School on the Gold Coast.
And I'd like to say how proud I am of the amount of people that are here. I dreamed of this day when I wrote this, so I'm so proud that everyone turned out. I work on the lands of the Kumameri people, so I pay my respects to their elders past, present and emerging. I wrote this because I heard a lot of people talking about, union members talking about going to work and getting paid, and that was a big thing. So I tried to put it in perspective for them. I thought the government may wait to after the strike to see how big of impact we made today before they made another EV offer. To see how many of the now 52,000 members across the state were willing to not work at their own cost. I wanted to make people understand that this is the moment to stand up, be counted and be heard. Teachers' biggest downfall at all times is that we do something so the kids don't miss out. However, the government relies on this mentality. Teachers will always just suck it up and carry on. If we want change, we cannot do that on this occasion. If parents and students are unfortunately disappointed and missing out, that is a huge sign to the government and a real problem for them. If you have ever had a student arrive without a book, pen, laptop, this is the moment. This is the moment to push for adequate resourcing in state schools.
Hello?
If you have ever had so many different learning levels in your classroom that you felt it was impossible to provide fully for each student, this is the moment for appropriate funding. If you have ever been abused by a student, either verbally or physically, been abused by a parent for simply doing your job, had a student return to your class despite their unsafe behaviour towards yourself or other students, or even if you know someone who has experienced these things, this is the moment to stand up for a safe workplace and safe learning environment. If you have ever been snowed under with tasks that are not related to student improvement or involve duplication and inefficiency, this is the moment to stand up and demand concrete solutions for these issues and genuine red tape reduction. If ever you have thought or said that you are not paid enough for the work we put in or the stress created by this job, this is the moment to demand a fair wage increase in line with our colleagues in other states and for the Premier to deliver on his election promise. But this moment is bigger than all of us here. This moment is for all the future teachers that have an occupation they are attracted to. This is the moment for all the future teachers that are struggling and having serious doubt over whether they can survive in this occupation. This is the moment for all school leaders, or those aspiring to school leadership, to regain the ability to provide a safe workplace for their staff and the students of their school to do their job without abuse. Comfortably. This is not the time for words and spin. That is gone. This is the moment for action.
So when I say union, you say power. Union! Power! Union! Power! Union! Power! I want to let you know that we have Phil's Speaker's Corner. They've had to stop our members on the other side of our street so that they can let traffic go through. And they've had to stop our members on the other side of that street there. And is it Margaret Street? Yeah. Margaret Street, so that we could let our so that we could let people go through as well. So The reason I can see the police as far as my eyes go, which is back to Mary Street, is because we've actually filled the corner and we need to... So over the last few days, we know that our school leaders have been put under immense pressure. They've been put under immense pressure to turn up to school today, and they've been told that it's their responsibility to keep kids safe. On Monday, I wrote to the Minister for Education and I told him that our members have done everything that they could do to keep and follow all of the lawful directions of the department, and that the safety of kids at schools is now in his hands, because you have a right to protect the industrial activity. But I want to let you know, because, we share things, I'm hearing stories of supply teachers who are non-members being turned away from schools because there weren't enough students there to supervise. So thank you so much to the Queensland community, and thank you so much to our comrades and unions. And I wanted to shout out to the Labor Caucus, Stephen Miles, Jolene, standing with us on this side. And now I want to introduce you to a man who needs no introductions. We thank him and Sanson for the wonderful acknowledgement of country over at the Convention Centre. But in his day job, Dan is the principal of Northgate State School. So please welcome Dan Branson to the stage.
Hello, good day, colleagues, friends. I shared a word with you over at the Convention Centre before. It was Did I rise up, and haven't we done just that? To fight for fair pay and conditions. We came here to make a difference for kids. But the truth is, we can't keep making a difference if we're undervalued, overworked, and under-supported. We all know we do extra. Every day we give more than our job description. We teach, we guide, we care, we fight for every child in our care. But that's not just work, that's our calling. That's why we got into this job. And it's worth more than we're being given. But this action is not about greed. It's about fairness. It's about respect. My grandmother taught me that we need to strive for Yinjamara Winganana, which means to live with respect and wisdom in a world worth living in. And here we are trying to make that change. It's about making sure the next generation of teachers and leaders have the conditions to succeed. And it's about giving our kids the education they deserve. And that comes from having teachers who have the time, energy and resources to do their jobs properly. And I've seen, and I've heard people, some say, what about the kids? What about the students? Well, I'm here to tell you, this is for the students. When teachers are supported, students thrive. An investment in teachers is an investment in our students and the future. So today, we stand together as professionals, as a team, as a movement in unity. We're not just asking, we're demanding the respect, the pay and the workload that reflects the reality of our work. And when people see this footage and they see the streets lined with people and they reflect on all the teachers who are gathered here together, this is not just about us. This is about our kids, our schools, and the future of education in Queensland. My number one.
Thank you, Dan. So we know this chant. Crystal Foley, pay us fully. Ready? Crystal Foley, pay us fully. 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 Can I hear it now? People other than the officers and staff, employees of the community, and all of you working hard today, I want to acknowledge the interpreters that we've had over at Big Music. But I also want to acknowledge students and every principal at Long State School. Working interpreter over at BPEC and making sure that we are fully inclusive of our members. So thank you. So now I'm going to hand you over to the President of the Queensland Teachers Union, President Richardson. I've got to say, I'm not much of a religious person, but if you have a little bit of a look around, we are making history and it's a little bit of a religious moment today. Have a look around, say hello to the person next to you if you don't know them. What an amazing effort. Kate talked about the numbers around the state. We had messages coming in, every single speaker, oh, we've got 90 here, 100 there, and 700 there. We have spoken today. This is a teacher voice that cannot be denied. We hear about students' voice all the time, and yes, it's important. But so is ours. We will not be denied. And sadly, it probably won't end today. Even though we're all out doing a fantastic job, talking to our communities and our parents, this is not going to be easy. It's important that we belong and stay together. That collective energy that we have here today is absolutely critical to take us forward as we continue to negotiate and get a good deal on conditions and salaries for you, our members. Not much longer for today. We're going to read the police here in a minute, but when you get home tonight and you watch the news, you can think, I was part of that. I was there. I care. I'm important, and so are my colleagues. So are school leaders, teachers, kids in our school communities are absolutely critical to the future of this state. The chance, but I do want to do a little bit of a Billy Moore one because it has been a community event today. We've got so much support from other unions. They've been talking to their members all through the week. We've got caucuses. We've had so much support. We've heard from members outside the gate activities how positive the comments have been. You know, random pages that you're on Facebook, people are piling on and saying good on you. So I want to go and thank the community and parents for a little bit of a Queenslander. We might do it a couple of times, hey? What do you reckon? 1, 2, 3. I know it's going to take a while for you to get out of here, but I want to do a big call out to the officers and staff of the Queensland Teachers Union without whom it couldn't get today happening. Our comms team, our membership team, our keycard team, but I do want to recognise the work of Brendan's colleague and Nicola, who actually worked together to make sure that we had today operating. So, again, the biggest thank you to all of you. Have a great rest of this night day.
I think it's
Follow these people out and go through the park.
Sau hơn 30 phút tập trung trước tòa nhà Quốc hội của tiểu bang Queensland thì cuộc đình công của công đoàn giáo viên cũng đã kết thúc. Bây giờ những thành viên mà tham gia trong cuộc đình công này người ta trở về, mà trước khi họ về họ cũng được hướng dẫn rất là rõ ràng những cái con đường nào họ có thể đi. Tại vì như Phượng thấy có một số cái con đường cảnh sát người ta chặn lại, người ta block lại, không có cho chạy xe ra vào. Như vậy sẽ rất là nguy hiểm cho những người tham gia cuộc đình công. Thì ở đây nè, như cả nhà mình thấy nè, có rất là nhiều cảnh sát người ta đứng ở đây để người ta đảm bảo an toàn cho tất cả những người tham gia đình công. Phượng cảm ơn cả nhà rất nhiều vì đã xem video của Phượng. Xin hẹn gặp lại cả nhà trong những video sau nha. Bye bye.